You won't believe the names in this video. Some even shocked me. One is a silent era legend, another a wild comic genius, and the last one, no one saw that coming. At 62, Johnny Depp finally reveals the 6 actors who shaped everything about his career. Let's start with number 6, Jim Jarmish.
Well, Dead Man was the most difficult film for me to make because I didn't have enough money. It's a period film. You had to shoot in a lot of strange places.
He barely spoke to Depp on set, but what he did changed Johnny's entire approach to acting. In 1995, Johnny Depp starred in Dead Man, directed by indie filmmaker Jim Jarmish. The film premiered at the Cannes Film Festival on May 26, 1995. It was shot in black and white with a modest budget of $9 million and filmed primarily in Arizona and Washington state. The story followed Depp's character, William Blake, a timid accountant turned accidental outlaw, wandering through the American West. But this wasn't a classic Western. Critics later called it an acid Western, and its slow, poetic style confused many audiences at first. Here's the first twist. Jarmusch, known for minimalist cinema, gave Depp almost no direction. Instead of traditional rehearsals, he created a sparse, contemplative environment. Depp had to invent emotional cues himself, relying on subtle gestures, stillness, and internal rhythm. In an interview with The Guardian, Depp said, "Dead Man stripped away everything I thought I knew about acting." But why did Depp continue referencing this obscure role even years into his blockbuster career? At the time, Jarmusch had already acted in films like Blue in the Face, 1995, and Straight to Hell, 1887, and appeared as himself in Coffee and Cigarettes, 2003. His on-screen presence matched his directorial style, calm, unpredictable, and stripped of theatricality. Depp later credited Jarmusch's silent method for reshaping how he approached characters like Jack Sparrow, saying that stillness could often say more than words. The influence wasn't loud, but it lasted. And what's most surprising, despite Dead Man only grossing $1 million in the US, it became a cult favorite in Europe, especially in France and Germany. Today, Dead Man is taught in film schools as an example of postmodern Western storytelling. It holds a 71% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and was selected in 2000 for screening at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Depp has since said that if he could only keep 5 films from his career, Dead Man would be one of them. Not because it made him famous, but because it taught him how to disappear and still be seen. Next came someone who didn't teach Johnny through silence, but through confrontation. Let's move to number 5, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Will you cut it out?
Okay, Dad. Sure thing, Dad.
That's nice.
Stop it, you
Don't
guys.
start. Dad's dead, Ellen.
Johnny didn't respect him at first. Then one performance changed everything. In 1993, Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio co-starred in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, directed by Lasse Hallström. Depp was 30 years old, DiCaprio just 19. The film began production in October 1992 and was released on December 17, 1993 by Paramount Pictures. Depp played Gilbert, a grocery store clerk in small-town Iowa. DiCaprio played Arnie, his mentally disabled younger brother. The film cost $11 million to make and earned $10 million at the box office. Not a hit, but it quickly gained critical acclaim. Here's what most people don't know. During filming, Depp was going through a painful breakup with Winona Ryder. He later admitted in a 2016 Vanity Fair interview that he was not very nice to DiCaprio on set, saying, "I tortured him." DiCaprio, focused and disciplined, kept asking questions which Depp admits irritated him at the time. But when Depp saw DiCaprio's performance during a test screening, his perspective changed. DiCaprio's role earned him his first Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor at the 1994 Oscars. Depp once confessed that DiCaprio's intensity reminded him of himself at 19, but with more clarity and less chaos. In later years, Depp called DiCaprio a machine and publicly praised his dedication, especially after The Revenant, 2015, which won DiCaprio his first Oscar after 5 nominations. DiCaprio reportedly filmed in temperatures as low as minus 30 degrees Celsius in Canada and Argentina over a 9-month production. Depp said, "Leo had all his ducks in a row, and I respect that." Decades later, Depp cited DiCaprio's early work ethic as a reference point for young actors on sets he produced. Though Depp never listed DiCaprio among his favorites, the respect was earned, and it's lasted ever since they stood together in a frozen Iowa cornfield, 1992. Next comes the mentor Johnny called the greatest actor of the last 2 centuries. Only a tiny fraction of viewers are subscribed. This kind of research takes serious effort. If you appreciated it, subscribing is the best way to keep stories like this coming. Now, at number 4, Marlon Brando.
Because Marlon, I know you love Marlon, and you
I worship him, yeah. And I still do. And I'm still very close with the family.
He called Brando the best actor of the last 2 centuries. But what Brando told Johnny off camera hit even harder. Johnny Depp and Marlon Brando first worked together in Don Juan de Marco, filmed in 1994 and released on April 7, 1995, by New Line Cinema. Depp, then 31, played a delusional romantic. Brando, 70, portrayed his weary psychiatrist. It was their only film together, but the bond formed on set went far beyond the script. The film grossed $68 million worldwide on a $25 million budget. But Depp valued something else entirely: access to Brando's private world. Brando invited Depp to dinner almost nightly during the shoot. They often spoke for hours about cinema, life, fame, and silence. Brando reportedly told him, "Take a year off. Study. Don't let them use you up." Depp later called this the most important advice he never followed. According to Depp, Brando warned him about overexposure and emotional burnout long before Depp's legal battles ever began. Depp described Brando's method as controlled chaos, noting how Brando refused rehearsals but nailed emotional precision on the first take. Brando's influence inspired Depp's looser, instinctual approach seen in Pirates of the Caribbean, 2003. In 1994, Brando also gave Depp a copy of The Teachings of Don Juan by Carlos Castaneda. Depp has since referenced that book in multiple interviews. Brando passed away on July 1, 2004. Depp was in France filming The Libertine when he heard the news. He didn't attend the funeral, but later paid tribute by funding the restoration of Brando's private island home in French Polynesia. Depp once said in a private Q&A, "Brando didn't just act, he rearranged space." Today, a handwritten note from Brando, simply signed M, hangs framed in Depp's home studio, a constant reminder from the man he never stopped learning from. Up next, the co-star Depp once called certifiably insane, and meant it as the highest compliment. Now at number 3, Al Pacino on
How many times I have you into my own house? Twice a week, twice.
set. Johnny called him certifiably insane, but off camera, Pacino became something else entirely, a silent anchor. In 1997, Johnny Depp co-starred with Al Pacino in Donnie Brasco, directed by Mike Newell. Filming began in early 1996, and the movie was released by TriStar Pictures on February 28, 1997. Depp played FBI agent Joseph D. Pistone, who infiltrated the mafia under the alias Donnie Brasco. Pacino portrayed aging gangster Benjamin Lefty Ruggiero. The film was based on true events and grossed over $124 million worldwide on a $35 million budget. Critics praised both actors. The New York Times called their performances precise, tragic, and unnervingly intimate. But what happened between takes surprised Depp and changed how he viewed Pacino forever. Depp later revealed that Pacino didn't dominate the set. He listened more than he spoke. In a 2016 Q&A at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, Depp called him certifiably insane in the most brilliant human way. During production, Pacino reportedly invited Depp to sit with him for hours between scenes, offering quiet advice on rhythm and restraint. Depp later admitted that Pacino helped him trust the silence, a lesson he carried into roles like Public Enemies, 2009, and Black Mass, 2015. In 2022, Depp announced his return to directing after 25 years, with Pacino producing and co-starring in Modi, a biopic of Italian painter Amedeo Modigliani. The project began filming in Budapest in September 2023 and is expected to release in 2025. Few actors earn Pacino's trust. Depp is one of them, and he now calls Pacino family. The two share more than credits. They share a language, a belief that film is about truth buried in performance, not noise. Depp once said that watching Pacino work was like watching someone dig a grave with a feather. Quiet, precise, and impossible to forget. Now at number 2, Keith Richards. He didn't act much, but Johnny built a billion-dollar character on his walk, voice, and attitude. In 2003, Walt Disney Pictures released Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl. Johnny Depp debuted as Captain Jack Sparrow, a role that would define a generation. But what many don't know is that the character's foundation came from one unlikely muse, Rolling Stones guitarist Keith Richards. Depp confirmed in multiple interviews, including with Rolling Stone in 2007, that he modeled Jack Sparrow after Richards. He said, "Who's the greatest rock and roll pirate? Keith Richards. That's who Jack is." The first Pirates film earned over $654 million globally. Between 2003 and 2017, the 5 films in the franchise grossed a combined $4.5 billion at the global box office. But long before the money, Depp had to fight to keep that performance intact. Disney executives were initially confused and even alarmed by Depp's interpretation. Some questioned whether he was drunk during filming. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer later admitted they considered firing Depp after early footage came in. Depp held his ground and brought Richards to set in 2006. Richards eventually played Jack Sparrow's father, Captain Teague, in At World's End, 2007, and On Stranger Tides, 2011. Keith Richards appeared in just a few scenes but made a lasting impact. The two shared limited screen time, but Depp said having Richards on set made everything real. In 2007, Depp gave Richards a $5,000 antique pistol engraved with "My father, my captain, J.D." It wasn't a prop, it was a thank you. Richards rarely acts, but when he does, it's personal. He stepped into Jack Sparrow's mythology like he belonged there. Without Keith Richards, there is no Jack Sparrow, not the walk, not the voice, not the swagger, just a ship with no soul. And now, the man Johnny calls his most personal role, the one he still hasn't let go of. Finally, at number 1, Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter did exactly the same as myself.
Yeah.
We talked about it extensively.
He wasn't just a role. Depp said, "He possessed me." What followed was unlike anything in Hollywood history. Johnny Depp first met journalist and author Hunter S. Thompson in late 1994 while researching the role of Raoul Duke for Terry Gilliam's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The film, based on Thompson's 1971 book, began production in August 1997 and premiered at Cannes on May 15, 1998. To prepare, Depp lived in Thompson's basement in Woody Creek, Colorado for weeks. He wore his clothes, smoked his brand of cigarettes, and studied his speech patterns. Depp even shaved his head with the same razor Thompson used. He later said, "I wasn't playing Hunter, I was channeling him." Fear and Loathing had an $18.5 million budget but made just $13.7 million in the U.S. It was a commercial flop, but gained cult status within 5 years. Critics were divided, but Thompson himself praised Depp's performance, calling it the best I'll ever see. But it wasn't just a role. Depp became part of Thompson's life and his death. On February 20th, 2005, Hunter S. Thompson died by suicide at age 67. Just weeks later, Depp spent $3 million of his own money to fulfill Thompson's last wish, to have his ashes fired from a cannon. The event took place on August 20th, 2005 in Woody Creek. A 153-foot tower shaped like Thompson's Gonzo fist was built for the launch. It included fireworks, readings by Sean Penn, music by Lyle Lovett, and a private guest list of over 250 friends, writers, and musicians. Few actors ever fund a funeral like that. Fewer still keep a drawer of the man's cigarette butts, as Depp still does. Today, Depp keeps Thompson's red typewriter in his Los Angeles home. He calls it his compass. Johnny never played anyone closer to himself than Hunter, and maybe never will again. You've come this far for a reason, because stories like these don't resurface often. Hit the video waiting on your screen while it's still there to find.